Hello and welcome to my Lab 9 submission for ENME351. Here's the overview of the video, but first a demo. For my bike commute, I hate having to stop, turn around, and close the door, so I automated my garage door. As I leave, it closes automatically behind me. My processing screen displays the state of the garage door, as well as whether it's in motion or not, and if presence is detected. If presence is detected and confirmed, then Shrek in his UMD biking gear appears on the screen. For my Lab 9, I automated my garage door using a ultrasonic sensor to detect presence and a photoresistor to detect open or closed. And I used those inputs to trigger the door. And I'm hacking the push button for the garage door using a transistor triggered by a digital pin on the Arduino when it fulfills the conditions met by these two sensors. I used an ultrasonic sensor to detect if someone was present. So then if someone is present, I'll know whether to close or open the door based on the state of the door. If you want to control something, you should be able to measure it. So I have two sensors, sensing the proximity and sensing the openness of the door. There's redundancies built in as well. Like if it gets triggered, but this action doesn't properly execute, the processing code will know, and a failure will be displayed. So to actually trigger the garage door, I took advantage of a pre-existing remote that I had. It's controlled by a push button. It has 12 volts across it. If I just intercept the push button with my own actuation device, like a transistor that I can control with an Arduino, then I can use the Arduino to connect the same circuit that the push button would have and thereby activate the garage door. Okay, side note, if I'm being honest, my first idea was to use a Wi-Fi board to sense my proximity to the house and then open the garage door. And that's definitely the future of this project. I want to talk about my initial attempt at using this Wi-Fi board before I go into what I actually used, because I put a lot of effort into this. So this is the module. I tried to use the ESP8266. It can act as a server, and it can host a website. If I visit that website with a device on the same network, then the host gets a notification. And I can use that alert to go to the Arduino and actuate something. I can easily automate tasks on my smartphone, like visit a URL if I detect my home Wi-Fi with a third-party app. As far as I got, I could trigger an LED based on my Wi-Fi status. I'm using the HCSR04 ultrasonic sensor to detect proximity. It's got 4 pins, it's got a trigger pin, it's got an echo pin, power and ground. So every garage door has slots that the garage door slides up and down. And if I drill a hole behind where one of these guide wheels are and place a photoresistor there, the photoresistor value will be high when the guide wheel is not over it, and it'll be low when the garage door is closed and a guide wheel is covering it. So there's a few different sections. One of the sections is checking for presence, and that's where if there's a distance, if the distance the ultrasonic sensor is less than some critical distance that I define, it'll print detecting presence, someone's nearby. Based on this counter, I set it to half a second. If someone is present for half a second, the variable presence is declared true. I'm also checking the door using the photoresistor, very simple. The state of the door can be changed based on whether the value we're getting from the photoresistor is greater than some critical value. So here's the real juice, right? So if the door is open and someone's present, then we're gonna close it. And if the door is closed and someone's present, we're going to open it. After we do that, we check if our door is still in the state that it was when we initiated this. And if it is, then it's a failure. So here's the remote click. It writes my transistor pin high and holds it for 10 seconds, which is about how long it takes for the door to open. And then it turns it off. And then it runs beep, which is just for notification purposes. It just beeps. Processing code is as follows. The premise is that we have keywords coming into the serial stream down here. And this is the serial stream being printed as is from Arduino. There's different things that can happen. Like if I go in front of the sensor, then presence is detected. If I trigger the sensor, then I get other notifications. And if there's a failure, there's keywords basically that I'm looking for. I read in the string, and then I parse the string by seeing if it contains any of my keywords. And if it does, then I use a switch to go to that case. Like if case number 3 was flagged, as in the keyword opening was found, then I print opening to the screen. If no keywords are detected, then we get an error and the background goes to Shrek green.